The Legend of Atlantis, Plato's Tale. Around 360 BC, the Greek philosopher Plato wrote about Atlantis. His writings have intrigued scholars and adventurers alike for centuries. He described it as an island nation, a place of great beauty and wonder, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which we know today as the Strait of Gibraltar. It was powerful and advanced, boasting technologies and knowledge that were far ahead of its time. The Atlanteans were said to have harnessed the power of the sea and the land, creating a society that was both technologically and culturally rich. Atlantis existed thousands of years before his time, a civilization that had risen and fallen long before the dawn of recorded history. Plato's accounts suggest that Atlantis was a beacon of progress and enlightenment. Plato said it was larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined, a vast expanse of land that was home to a thriving population. Its size and influence were unmatched by any other civilization of its era. The Atlanteans were prosperous and skilled, excelling in various arts and crafts. They were master builders, engineers, and artists, creating works that were both functional and beautiful. They built a magnificent city, with grand temples, palaces, and public buildings that showcased their architectural prowess. The city was a marvel of urban planning and design. It had concentric rings of canals and impressive architecture, designed to protect the city and facilitate trade and transportation. The canals were both practical and aesthetically pleasing, adding to the city's grandeur. They were also a morally corrupt people. Despite their achievements, the Atlanteans fell victim to their own hubris. Their society became increasingly decadent and corrupt, driven by greed and the lust for power. They became greedy and power-hungry. This angered the gods who had once favored them. The divine beings decided that the Atlanteans needed to be punished for their transgressions. As punishment, Atlantis was struck by earthquakes and floods. These natural disasters were devastating, causing widespread destruction and chaos. The once great civilization was brought to its knees. In a single day and night, the island disappeared. The land that had been home to a mighty empire was swallowed by the sea, leaving no trace of its existence. It sank beneath the waves, becoming a legend that would endure for millennia. The story of Atlantis has captivated people ever since, inspiring countless searches and theories about its true location and fate. The story of Atlantis has captivated people ever since. Whether it was a real place or merely a cautionary tale, the legend of Atlantis continues to fascinate and inspire, reminding us of the fragility of even the greatest civilizations. Atlantis through the ages, a cultural phenomenon. Plato's tale of Atlantis has resonated through history. It has inspired countless stories, books, and movies. Some believe Atlantis was a real place, others see it as a cautionary tale. It warns against the dangers of unchecked ambition and the abuse of power. The legend has shaped our cultural landscape. It has fueled our imagination. It speaks to something deep within us. The idea of a lost civilization holds a powerful allure. It makes us question our place in history. It reminds us that even the greatest civilizations can fall. In search of a lost world, theories and speculations. The exact location of Atlantis remains a mystery. Many theories attempt to pinpoint it. Some believe it lies beneath the Atlantic Ocean. Others place it in the Mediterranean Sea. Some researchers point to geological events. They suggest volcanic eruptions or earthquakes could have destroyed an island. These events could have happened in the time frame Plato suggested. The search for Atlantis continues to fascinate and intrigue. It blends history, mythology, and scientific inquiry. The Pillars of Hercules Mediterranean Mysteries. These ancient landmarks have long been a subject of fascination and speculation. They mark the entrance to the Mediterranean Sea from the Atlantic Ocean, a gateway to a world rich in history and mystery. Many theories place Atlantis within the Mediterranean Sea. This legendary island, first mentioned by Plato, has captivated the imaginations of historians, archaeologists, and adventurers for centuries. The idea that such an advanced civilization could have existed and then vanished without a trace is both intriguing and perplexing. This region has a rich history. From the ancient Egyptians to the Greeks and Romans, the Mediterranean has been a cradle of civilization. Each culture has left behind a wealth of artifacts and ruins that tell the story of human development and interaction over millennia. It has experienced significant geological activity. The Mediterranean is a hotspot for tectonic movements, volcanic eruptions, and underwater earthquakes. These natural events have shaped the landscape and could have contributed to the disappearance of entire civilizations. Plato himself placed Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules. According to his writings, Atlantis was a powerful and technologically advanced civilization that existed around 9,000 years before his time. Its location beyond the pillars suggests it was situated in the Atlantic Ocean, but some argue it could have been within the Mediterranean. These pillars were traditionally identified with the Strait of Gibraltar. This narrow passage between Spain and Morocco has been a strategic and symbolic point throughout history. It represents the boundary between the known world and the unknown, a fitting place for the legend of Atlantis to begin. This location puts Atlantis close to ancient civilizations. The proximity to advanced cultures like the Egyptians, Phoenicians, and Greeks adds credibility to the theory that Atlantis could have been a real place, influenced by or influencing these societies. Some researchers point to the Minoan civilization on the island of Crete. The Minoans were one of the earliest advanced civilizations in Europe, known for their impressive architecture, art, and maritime prowess. It flourished in the 2nd millennium BC. During this time, the Minoans built elaborate palaces, developed a writing system, and engaged in extensive trade with other cultures around the Mediterranean. The Minoans were a seafaring people. Their ships sailed far and wide, establishing trade routes and cultural exchanges that spread their influence across the region. Their maritime skills were unmatched, making them a dominant force in the ancient world. They had a complex social structure. The Minoan society was highly organized with a hierarchy that included kings, priests, and artisans. Their art and architecture reflect a sophisticated and vibrant culture. Their civilization was devastated by a volcanic eruption on the island of Thera, modern-day Santorini. This catastrophic event, known as the Minoan eruption, caused massive destruction and may have led to the decline of the Minoan civilization. This event could have inspired the story of Atlantis. The sudden and dramatic end of such an advanced civilization fits the narrative of a lost world, swallowed by the sea. Whether Atlantis was real or a myth, the mysteries of the Mediterranean continue to captivate and inspire. Section 5. The Atlantic Enigma, Beyond the Straits. Other theories venture beyond the Mediterranean. They explore the possibility of Atlantis in the Atlantic Ocean. The Azores, Canary Islands, and Madeira have been proposed as potential locations. These islands are volcanic. They are situated near the mid-Atlantic ridge. This is a zone of tectonic activity. Underwater structures like the Bimini Road in the Bahamas have also fueled speculation. However, scientific evidence to support these claims remains elusive. Section 6. The Bimini Road, a geological puzzle. Off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas, a curious formation lies submerged beneath the crystal-clear waters. This enigmatic structure is known as the Bimini Road, a name that evokes both mystery and intrigue. It consists of large rectangular stones, each one meticulously placed. These stones are arranged in a straight line, stretching out for hundreds of meters. Some believe it is a remnant of an ancient road or wall, possibly constructed by a long-lost civilization. There are even those who suggest it could be part of the legendary Atlantis, a civilization said to have vanished beneath the waves. However, geologists have meticulously studied the formation, analyzing its structure and composition. They conclude that it is a natural phenomenon, formed over thousands of years. It is likely a result of erosion and other geological processes, such as the action of waves and currents. While the Bimini Road is undeniably intriguing, it lacks definitive proof to support the theory of a man-made origin. Without concrete evidence, it cannot be conclusively linked to a lost civilization, leaving its true nature a subject of ongoing debate and fascination. Divers and researchers continue to explore the site, hoping to uncover more clues that might shed light on this geological puzzle. Theories abound, from ancient maps to historical texts, each adding a layer of complexity to the mystery. With modern technologies such as sonar mapping and underwater drones, we are closer than ever to understanding the secrets of the Bimini Road. As the sun sets over the Bimini Islands, the tranquil waters hold their secrets close, inviting us to ponder the mysteries that lie beneath. Could these stones be the remnants of an ancient civilization, or are they simply the result of natural forces at work? The quest for answers continues as each dive brings us one step closer to unraveling the enigma of the Bimini Road. Since its discovery, the Bimini Road has captivated the imagination of explorers and scientists alike, each generation adding to the rich tapestry of its story. Whether a natural wonder or a relic of the past, the Bimini Road remains one of the most fascinating geological puzzles of our time. Section 7. archaeological explorations seeking tangible proof. Despite numerous expeditions, no conclusive archaeological evidence of Atlantis exists. Underwater archaeology is a complex and challenging field. The ocean floor is vast. It is often difficult to access. Many potential sites are buried beneath layers of sediment. This makes finding evidence difficult. While the lack of evidence does not disprove the existence of Atlantis, it leaves the legend firmly in the realm of speculation. Section 8. The Skeptics' View, Fact versus Fiction. Many scholars believe Atlantis is a myth. They argue Plato created it to illustrate philosophical points. They point to the lack of physical evidence. They also note the story's fantastical elements. They argue Atlantis is an allegory. It warns against the dangers of greed and the pursuit of power. While the story may hold symbolic meaning, they believe it should not be taken literally. Section 9. The Enduring Allure of Atlantis. Why we still search. Despite the skepticism, the legend of Atlantis continues to captivate our imagination. Why are we so drawn to this lost civilization? Perhaps it speaks to our fascination with the unknown. We are intrigued by the idea of a technologically advanced civilization. It vanished long ago. The story also taps into our sense of wonder and our desire to uncover the secrets of the past. It allows us to imagine a world different from our own. Section 10. Atlantis in the Modern World, Lessons and Inspirations. The story of Atlantis continues to resonate today. It serves as a reminder of the impermanence of civilizations. It teaches us about the dangers of hubris. It inspires us to learn from the past. It encourages us to build a better future. The legend reminds us that even the mightiest empires can crumble. We must strive for wisdom, balance, and respect for our planet. Section 11. Conclusion. The mystery endures. The mystery of Atlantis endures. Whether a real place or a philosophical metaphor, its story continues to fascinate. The search for Atlantis teaches us about our planet. It makes us examine our place in history. It inspires us to explore, to question, and to never stop searching for knowledge. The legend of Atlantis reminds us that some mysteries may never be solved. Yet the pursuit of these mysteries can lead us to unexpected discoveries and a deeper understanding of ourselves.
This show wouldn't be the same without you. Show your support with a like, share, and subscribe. All the best.